one of the country's renowned cancer experts, a man who stands as the stature of benevolence and as an inspirational model for many. Padma Shri Dr. B. Paul Thalyad has been for years carrying out various cancer awareness programs to disperse the fallacies around cancer. Currently, Additional Director at RCC Prayagraj and Chairman at Cancer Care Foundation is here with us today to share his journey. No Talks 2019 welcomes you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, you were born and raised in Kerala.
Yeah.
But you have been living in Allahabad for over 3 decades now. How did Allahabad happen to you?
See, actually I was born in Kerala, but I had my education, the postgraduate education in Chandigarh, at the Postgraduate Institute of Medical Sciences, which is one of the premier institutes in the country. So I did my post-graduation in oncology, the clinical oncology, and I was working to get the experience from there's a 3-year course, what you call it, called registrarship. I was doing it. During that period, I was given an offer by my professor. The request was made by the then Prime Minister of the country, Mrs. Indira Gandhi. They have a hospital run in Allahabad, which was basically meant for the mother and child, in the name of Kamala Nehru Memorial Hospital. And they wanted to reactivate. The cancer part was started early in the years, but it was not continued because of it was not updated, and it would work only for a few years. So they wanted to update that cancer center. So requested my professor to send somebody from the institute for this activity. So my professor requested me. So I thought it's a real challenge. I should take it up. I should start this center. I should initiate this center in Allahabad. So I came over for 2 months. After starting, initially there was there was a lot of teething problem. You have to start, the center means you have to do each and everything yourself. When you know people, technical knowledge from the other people. So we have to really initiate the process. So we could start the center in about 2 months' time. Then the problem was who used to carry out. So the professors used to send some support from the institute for just few days when I wanted to go for leave. But nobody then, that was in 1985, was willing to come down to such a smaller place where the facilities are just initiated. Because as you all know, this cancer treatment, the oncology treatment course started only very late. Those days there were only very few cancer centers in the country and very few cancer specialists. And all of them, they used to concentrate in the main cities like Delhi, Bombay, Chandigarh and all. So nobody wanted to come to smaller places because of the lack of facilities in these areas. Since I started that center, initiated, I didn't want it close down. Similarly, those days, I got an offer from the Regional Cancer Center in Trivandrum, near my hometown, as an assistant professor. I was in dilemma with my family members. Why do you want to go and live in such a place, remote area, where you got a center in Trivandrum, is supposed to be the capital of the country and with all facilities. So, after long out debate, one of my uncle, who is a learned man, I asked him, what should I do? He told me, it is always better to be the head of a dog rather than the tail of a lion. I also thought, if I had left this hospital then, it would have died now. I decided to come. I joined here. I continued with the work. I could establish the hospital completely. Within a span of few years, I could get the status of the Regional Cancer Center, which is supposed to be the premier institute of the country, one of the premier institutes. And as I started living here, I come across a wide variety, spectrum of people coming to us. And majority of them, they were the low socio-economic strata, illiterate. They couldn't have afford to go to any other center in the country for treatment. What would have been the net result? If you don't treat them here, they would ultimately die. Decided, I brought my family, started living. I have my children born here in Allahabad, and I continued the studies were done in Allahabad, and I got that satisfaction because all these people who have been treating, as I told you, most of them we can cure, otherwise they would have died. And the cured ones, you should see the satisfaction on their face, you should see the smile on their face, you should see the cheerful of the family members to accompany them. And that was the reward we got. There was not much of monetary benefit those days. Because you had to work in a bigger center, you had to get bigger packages. So there was no monetary benefit those days. But I remember, you should take a challenge, start the center. And as the hospital was established as a regional cancer center, we had to go out to from the hospital. And the people give awareness program in the rural areas because 85% of the people used to come to the hospital from the rural areas. And I told you, they are the one from the poverty line, below the poverty line and the illiterates. And they used to come in a very, very advanced stage. I told you, the early stages, if you treat, you can treat up to 90 to 100% cure. The late stages, the cure rate falls to 30 to 40%. So what is the point of sitting in the hospital and treating all these advanced stages instead of go to the village and get people in the early stage and treat them? So we used to go all weekends. We arrange some vehicles and with some essential equipments, we go to various villages in the region on Saturday weekends, Saturday, Sundays. And with the help of voluntary organizations, the Lion Club, the Rotary Club, some areas in the carpet belt of Mirzapur, we used to have the support from the carpet exporters. They used to organize the crowd, they used to publicize, then people used to come for checkup. And we could start getting people in earlier and earlier stage. And whenever we used to go down, we used to call the people from the students and the teachers from the nearing institutes, colleges or schools. Teachers used to come. And we used to give an awareness talk that these sort of cancers are mainly the lifestyle related. I said, no, mostly the cancers we see are mainly the lifestyle related, tobacco related, or because of the early marriage causing cancer of the uterus, cervix, or because of the food habits. They are having low residue diet, producing a lot of intestinal and colony cancers. So this sort awareness program repeatedly helped, and people start arriving to the hospital in an early stage. When they come at the early stage, and we used to get all those doctors in that area, medical officers from the primary health centers, government sector, private general practice. We used to call them also, and we used to create the awareness. And those are the people, they send the patients early to us. And the satisfaction you get getting a early patient, as only the uterus cancer person having, just you can treat it with 2 days. 1 week gap, though we call them once and give the radiation pumps and they're cured. But they come in a very late stage. You have to treat for very prolonged time, months it takes. And they have to spend a lot of money. You know, you have to go out of your house and stay in another city. You have to spend so much on food and stay and all. So, the cost of treatment used to go off. When we started getting people in the early stage, we cured and our cure rates have gone up and we used to be happy, happy, happy. That's how I have to continue in Allahabad. And that satisfaction is there. And we had more of people contact with the public, the elites of the city, and we had more of people in the friend circle. Rather than if I had gone to Kerala now, I have only very few family members we know very closely. So here we have everybody in the city now. Go to any movie hall, everybody Joe. You go to any function, so many people you know. It's a small place. And you go to any function, you find the people there. So we have the happiness, we continue. That's how I continued for 35 years in this city. And when I came, there was a clean and smart city. Like even Chandigarh is supposed to be the best city in the country. It was a clean, what But now the pollutions have come because the traffic has gone up, and it was all now a lot of pollutions are there. So there was a very peaceful city. After Chandigarh, it's supposed to be a very planned city. Coming to Allahabad those days, it was so nice and all green everywhere. It was green, wide roads, no traffic, nothing. And I used to go for an evening walk daily in the evening from a hospital to the civil lines and come back. I used to go with my wife. Never used to take any vehicle. And nowadays, we can't move on the roads also, it's difficult. And with a vehicle, we have the car, to go to the civil lines, it used to take 5 minutes. Now, we go to civil lines, we have to take yesterday, I have to go to civil line. Just reaching that place, it took 45 minutes. Because of the traffic signals and all. So, the city is also changing, but that got a liking for the city. Mostly because of the patients. That what results we got, the family members. We treated so many children with cancer, especially blood cancer. They grown up, they got married, they have got children. They come to the hospital with the children. And when they have the birthday, they celebrate the birthday. The children's birthday is celebrated in the children ward. And it's an inspiration for the others. The children with the family, because when they said the blood cancer or the family, they're getting very much tensed up. You know, what is going to be my child? When they see them cured ones coming and giving them offering the service, they feel confident.
Yes, sir.
And I told you also that I had my son's wedding last year in Kerala. About 15-20 of them whom I treated the childhood, they came with a family, with the children in Kerala to celebrate for the wedding party. So that satisfaction is there, attachment is there. So that is what the reward, and we are continuing with that.
Yes, sir. So we want to know, sir, recently NMC bill was passed by the
Yeah.
Parliament. Sir, and a massive outrage was seen amongst doctors and UG students.
Yeah.
So on which side are you, NMC or MCI?
See, the MCI is dissolved and an MC bill has been passed. See, these are the government, what they take the policy decisions. See, the difference in both the MCI was all the members were the doctors, the only doctors. And the new bill, according to that, they have included bureaucrats, judges. See, I feel better because the committee, bureaucrats and the judges, they are respected members of the community, senior members. So they can put up more of problems faced by the common man, the community. Otherwise, the MCI just doctors, they'll look after their only self-interest. But here, I think it's better, and you'll get more of a representation and more of activity, and people. That'll be I feel the long run that'll be better for the community. So what? Except having the body of the doctor alone. Yeah, that is my view.
So it's a safe prevention is better than cure.
Yeah.
But do you think it's possible in our society to make people check for cancer where they cough for weeks just before getting checked up for TB?
That's what I said. Prevention is always better. Though I was telling, most of the cancers can be prevented. I just told you, the people coming to the hospital, we have a 5-year data, we have a national cancer registry. We coordinate with the other hospitals, the other regional cancers in the country, and provide the data, and the national data is compiled. And our data in the hospital, in the last 5 years, out of 100 people coming to us, 58% of men, they have the tobacco-related cancers. And in women, it's only 15%. See, the tobacco-related cancers can't be prevented. If you have a check on them, we educate them. See, what we do with the patient coming with the ladies coming along with the patient, we tell them, see, he has got the cancer. We don't tell in front of them, but if you all avoid this, you can prevent in your life. And I tell them, you go back to the village. You tell your colleagues, your friends, and naturally, when a patient who has suffered from cancer and undergone such a lot of agony, and he himself goes and sells, or the ladies goes and sells, there is a lot of impact. That way we can reduce. Definitely this tobacco-related cancers coming down. And I told you we have seen the result also. As a result of this, for the last many years, the cancers of the mouth, throat has come down. Use of tobacco in the oral cavity. Gutka, pan, tambaku. But only the thing is, youngsters, they still consume cigarettes, smoking. The lung cancer incidence is still not coming down, but still it is increasing. When women, we have seen smoking. That is because adopting the Western standard, Western habits. So here is also tobacco is the highest, smoking is the highest, and they have the lung cancers. We used to have the oral cancers. Our incidence of oral cancers is coming steadily down, but the lung cancer is steadily going up. Similarly, I said about the prevention of cervical cancer for the women. The causative factor is the early marriage, child marriage custom, and repeated pregnancies. So early marriage, early sexual contact, repeated contacts. There's a chance of one infection, human papilloma virus infection. This virus infection, if you have, this can produce the cancer in very younger age. And this can be totally prevented. That is what we are also trying to achieve. We created awareness. When we go for these camps, we should tell the pradhans, all the people in the community that we should avoid. Somebody is getting, because this is a custom, the child marriage. The girl and boy, they get, the marriage is fixed at the age of 9 or 8 or 9. And by the time they are 13, 14, they start living together. I told you, I have seen there are so many young girls coming to deliver in the Kamala Nehru Hospital at the age of 15, 16 years. And by the time they are 30, they have maybe 7, 8 children, 9, 10. Repeated trauma, repeated infection, the chance of this infection is very high, and they get. And for prevention, they have taken a vaccine. Vaccine for prevention of this particular human papilloma, not for cancer, for this papilloma virus. Against the virus, a vaccine has been taken out. And if you have to take 3 doses of this vaccine, we can prevent this cervical cancer. But only the thing is, it is given at the younger age, especially for the women, before you start the menarche, before you start the periods. So first dose is given at the age of 9, the second dose is given after 1 year, and one after 3 years. 3 doses daily. It's not very expensive drug. But the problem, nobody brings the young children, kids for this sort of treatment. Unless you have a problem in the family. A lady suffering in the family with the uterus cancer, they'll say, can we all take the precaution? After marriage and all, there is no problem, point of taking. You have to take that at the age of younger age, or even before you get married. So this vaccine can prevent the cervical cancers. So in areas like this, we are giving it almost free, the support some organization, but still people doesn't come forward to get it. Especially, they don't bring the children for this sort of vaccines. So that's a problem. But if you do it thoroughly, and the program is launched by the government of India, if you take it, still again we can prevent this cancer, cervical cancer. And again, prevention of the colonic cancer. It's very easy. I told you, the most common cancer in the Western countries is the intestinal cancer. After lung cancer, it's the intestinal cancer, colonic cancer. Just because of our food habits. They consume a lot of processed food. All the food what they consume is the processed ones. So processed food you consume, you absorb practically the whole food in the body. Hardly any residue. In comparison, we consume a lot of vegetables, raw food, raw vegetable, and the bowel, majority of it is not absorbed in the body. It is expelled, and we keep on moving our bowel. That's why you experience taking a lot of vegetable, fruits, our bowel is moved. And I told you, I was in UK for some time. So there also we used to feel the same. After taking this diet, used to move the bowel only once or twice a week. And you don't feel any urge for causing motion. Because no residue. what is the net result? The residue which is in the bowel, that is the carcinogen we call it, which can stimulate, like you have the tobacco, irritate the bowel loops. So the colon cancer incidence is highest there. So my request to the Indian community is, keep on taking lot of vegetables, consume lot of vegetables, and those who are having non-vegetarian, avoid red meat, can take all other non-vegetarian along with lot of vegetables. You consume lot of vegetables. That's what you know. That's why the incidence is high. But now what is happening? The trend is changing. People are, especially the youngsters, are going for the fast food, processed food. You're going to the fast food and eating. You're not, once you get a job, you go to another city. Then normally you don't cook yourself. You go to the fast food. So again this habit is changing and the colon cancer incidence is going up. So this can be totally prevented.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Privatization of hospital is boon for the masses or is it curse for the masses?
My personal feeling, privatization is should not implement in a total way. For example, I can say my hospital run by a trust, but there is no directive. The hospital management doesn't interfere in the treatment. Although we are getting, as a regional cancer center, funds from the government of India, and to provide the free or the subsidized treatment. And for example, for speaking to be for the cancer treatment, it's a expensive treatment. Like we have the radiation equipments. I told about the linear accelerator, the IMRT, IGRT and all. The equipments are very expensive, come in many crores. So everybody cannot buy them. The private hospitals in the country, they are getting this equipment and charging the patient to a very high rate.
Yes, sir.
But if you do that, then the common man cannot get the treatment. Instead, what we do, it's a semi-government. We are charging for the people who can afford. That also a nominal charge. And with that, we are able to maintain the free treatment for the others. So, the people in the big poverty line, we are giving free treatment. Either we get free to them or we have various schemes. I told you, there's the Rashtriya Arogya Nidhi and there's the Chief Minister's Aid Fund, the Prime Minister's Aid Fund. We give an estimate to the government, they sanction the money. Until that they get the money, we are supporting them. So, what will happen in the government hospital is totally, I said, different. Because I should say, I won't not mention the hospital. When I came to Allahabad, we got an equipment for the radiation. We installed that machine in 3 months' time. Another government medical college in Allahabad, not Allahabad, in the U state, also got that machine. Again from the same funding, Government of India. They took 3 years to put that machine. As a Cobalt machine, the half-life is 5 years. After that, source has to be changed. Those days, so by the time they put the machine, the so-called sources have to be changed. So that's the thing. There's a lot of red tapeism. They cannot work like a private hospital. Here we can appoint anybody. We cannot give an order to anybody. But in the government, you have to follow so many formalities. You have to take a quotation. You have to generate the quotation, take that quotation from them, have the quotation opened. Then lot of formality. The government section takes long. That's why just 3 months we could do it. Another center could do it in 3 years. So this is the difference. Total government also I won't support. Should be a semi-government sort of a thing with autonomous power where you can recruit people, you can purchase the thing and free to give the treatment at our needy. Yeah. Because now again what you see, some of the people you're getting benefits in some centers, they're the ones who are rich ones who have an approach with the government, the politician, they get the treatment. The poorest of them don't get. So they go back without treatment. We see that anybody come to the hospital, I see personally, nobody goes back without the treatment, just for lack of money. For that only I said we have formed a society called the Cancer Care Foundation. It's not by anybody. We have recruited people who have been cured from the city. People who had cancer have been cured. Their families came together. We joined. We contributed some money. And we are collecting money by some charity shows periodically. And we have kept some charity boxes in various shops and other. We are getting some money from each this thing. So every month you collect this money, and out of the what you have, you spend it for poor ones. That is a real charity you can get. And for the cause of people, this cancer, people are coming forward. And so many artists we are called from outside for doing the charity shows. And till now nobody has charged. They charge lakhs and lakhs of rupees. They said you pay for our transport of the thing and the stay of your accompanying persons. Nobody has charged anything till now. So we keep on doing it, and for the cause of good cause, people will come forward and we can support them.
That's it.
But in a government setup, we can't do all this. We can't organize such a things, such a problem. So in the private, we are in a semi-government, we can say. We are able to organize all these programs and do the justice.
Sir, you were felicitated with Padma Shri by none other than the Missile Man of India, Dr. Kalam. So would you like to share your experience, that precious moment of your life?
See, the experience actually it was, I just came, one day morning I was sleeping. My wife rang me up. And I didn't rang me, woke me up. I said, what is this? I said, you didn't tell me. What? But you are getting Padma Shri? Huh? We in Kerala, no, we get newspapers early morning. Her sister rang me up, seeing the newspaper that I got Padma Shri. Rang me up, your husband has got Padma Shri, why didn't you tell us? And she called me, why didn't you tell me? I said, I didn't know. It was announced the previous evening, I didn't know. It came in the newspaper, then only I know. I know nothing. I didn't went for canvassing. I didn't go for recommendation. I didn't go. Nowadays people do that, so many things. Only thing I can remember about the Padma Shri is, few months before the thing, there were a lot of people from the Intelligence Bureau. I didn't know that there were Intelligence Bureau people. They used to come and ask a lot of questions to the patients, other doctors, but not in disclosing that it is for, they were so evaluating me. They were asking so many things to the thing. I said, must be some inquiry because we get the government equipments and all, no? So they must have come to inquire how it is utilized and all. I didn't know about it, we didn't realize also. That was the thing, it was a surprise for me. And it is getting from Abdul Kalam, it was a honor. And he spoke to me. And when I said, I am working in Allahabad, he said, which hospital you are working? I said, I am Kamala Nehru. Then he remembered about the Kamala Nehru, how it started, and I told him how it was started and all. Thought he was a very thing. I was very happy that I am continuing here. That was a real good gesture from the President of India.
Sir,
This is the Padma Shri award I got. Yeah.
Sir, you are a part of medical college and must have interacted with many medical students. How was your experience in this engineering college, and especially about no talks?
See, I've come here many times earlier also. Many times I used to have come, they used to call me for some lectures. Definitely, I like to be with the youngsters. When I talk to you, I feel I am with my sons. They're also of your age. They were born in this hospital. And one of them is in the IT field, they've gone to the medical field. I feel myself, they are talking to my sons. And naturally talking to you, I'm sure you go back to your families, go back to your villages, you go back to your cities. Naturally you will be coming over with your friends who are smokers, who have habituated with the things. Definitely I am going to have, you know that you are going to change that. That's enough I give the talk. Definitely it makes the impact. Definitely, and you can communicate to the people in the neighborhood. Ultimately, the burden of cancer in this country can be brought down. So, no, those tobacco-related cancers are maximum in the country. And whatever cervical cancers, we could achieve a better survival now. And we can, once you can have a complete cease of, stop the incidence of this cancer, that will be the achievement. So, you are the coming generation, you are the future of the country. So, the next 50 years or so, you will be able to achieve, you can bring down this incidence for the oral cancers and all the tobacco cancers from 60 to at least 40. That will be a big achievement. This is what I feel whenever I call for any talk to the thing. I always feel freedom. I feel to talk to you all, talk to any community, anywhere. So I am free. Anytime you have any activity, you can just call us. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. It was indeed an insightful interview. It was an honor for us to have you here, sir, at No Talks 2019. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us a precious time.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.